So I'm assuming because you clicked on this video, you're wanting to find out the best method to lose fat and stay on your weight loss diet. And in this video, I'm going to break down 5 ways that you can make dieting and weight loss easier and more manageable. And I know a little bit about this because I was in your shoes once. I used to be over 215 pounds at my heaviest, and currently I'm sitting at 169 pounds, and I am sub 15% body fat. I have fully visible six-pack abs, so I know what I'm talking about when it comes to weight loss and dieting, and basically how to make yourself transform into the best version of yourself. And I know that the summer's coming up, and a lot of people are wanting to break through that plateau and get to the dream body that they've been wanting. And so in this video, I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks, 5 ways that you can become shredded and make the process of losing weight as easy and hassle-free as possible. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So tip number 1, or secret number 1, I should say, is hydration. Hydration is so very important, and the first year or two that I was trying to lose weight and build muscle, I kind of neglected that aspect of it. I was not keeping track of my fluid intake. I was so obsessed with counting my calories and making sure I'm hitting my protein goals that I wasn't really paying attention to how much water I was drinking. And this can be a game changer, and it's a lot of times overlooked by people, but water fills up your stomach. It makes it to where it's harder for you to overeat. And it also kind of tricks your body into thinking that you're full. So what I recommend and what I do personally myself is when I first wake up in the morning, the first thing that I do is I drink at least 16 ounces of water with electrolytes added. That's probably the most ideal just because it helps you to stay hydrated, especially things that contain sodium in them. One of the electrolyte drinks or electrolyte powders that I've tried in the past are LMNT and Liquid IV. Both of those are 2 good brands that will help you to stay hydrated, and that alone will make it to where you'll feel more energized, you'll actually not feel as hungry, and you'll notice a big difference just from that alone. So do that, and then also throughout the day, have a minimum of 8 ounces of water every hour. So kind of pace yourself. You can get this huge gallon that basically has an hour mark on it throughout the day, and it has encouraging stuff on there. I know I've seen that on Amazon. That could be a good option. But for me, I just personally just get an 8-ounce cup and make sure that I'm drinking at least 1 cup every hour. And that will be a game changer for you. I started implementing that, and I realized how much easier dieting was just from making sure that I was staying hydrated. And also drinking water with food or before food will help you to not overeat as well. So definitely look into that. That is secret number 1. All right, so the secret or tip number 2 that can help you to make weight loss and dieting easier is high protein diets and also high protein frequency throughout the day. So what you want to do is, instead of eating a giant meal all at once, spread out your meals into smaller meals throughout the day. And what that does is it tricks your body into thinking that you aren't dieting because you're constantly eating stuff. And that makes it a lot easier to stick to your diet. So instead of eating all your protein all at once at one time, try to space it out. So I'd have 25 to 35 grams of protein spread out every 4 hours or every 3 hours. And that'll make it to where you'll stay full throughout the day, and you'll basically trick your body into being able to stay feeling relatively satiated. So that is another tip that I recommend you guys to try out. And another thing is to make sure that you're eating a high enough protein amount for your body weight and your goals. So ideally, what a lot of research says is you should try to have at least 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of body weight. And that will help you to retain muscle mass while you're also losing fat. And that is very important. That'll help you to stick to your diet. And protein also keeps you feeling full for longer, and it's processed a lot slower than carbs, for example, or fats. So it will make you naturally stay full for a longer amount of time. So that is something that I would recommend. Some good protein sources that you can have. One that is a complete game changer that will keep you full for the longest amount of time is eating ground turkey. If you can find 99% fat-free ground turkey, that's most ideal. And that will help you to stay full for hours without craving anything that you shouldn't be eating, like McDonald's or Burger King. So that is secret number 2. Okay, so secret number 3, or tip number 3, is making the right environment to diet. So one thing that can make it very hard to stick to your diet is having a whole bunch of Sour Patch Kids and chocolates and just high calorie dense foods in your closet. That will make it 10 times more harder because it tests your willpower, because it's so easy to just go and say, I'm going to have that one cookie. And that one cookie turns into 20 cookies. And so I would highly recommend that you try to clear out anything, any temptation from your closet and your fridge, your pantry, because that will make it a lot easier. Once you get rid of all that extra stuff, try to replace it with things that are high in protein. One great alternative, especially if you like chips or Doritos, things like that, is you can get Quest tortilla chips, and they have high protein in them, and they're only like 140 calories per bag. And that is a great alternative when you do have those cravings, for you to have something that will help you to meet your protein requirements, will keep you full for longer, and is much easier to prevent you from eating something that you shouldn't. So just have things like that, maybe like a protein bar that tastes like cookies and cream, for example. Just things that are going to trick your body into thinking that you're eating something that you shouldn't be eating, but you actually are helping yourself to lose weight by eating them. So I would highly recommend just going through, making sure there's nothing that will tempt you in your closet, in your pantry, and just remove it, and then replace it with things that will be conducive to you reaching your weight loss goals. So that is tip number 3. So I hope you found value so far. We have 2 more tips left to discuss. And the secret number 4, or tip number 4, is more so focused on mindset. So one thing that you should always remind yourself before you eat anything is, am I eating because I'm truly hungry and I need this food? Or am I eating because I'm stressed out and just want a quick endorphin rush? That has stopped me from eating things that I shouldn't so many times. Just before I eat something, I always think to myself, am I really hungry? And what will eating this accomplish? Is this going to help meet my goals? Is this going to help me to be the best version of myself? And when I do that, a lot of times I realize that I'm eating stuff just because I'm stressed out, or I'm not feeling well, I'm feeling down. And so I'm just eating just to eat. Or a lot of times you eat because you're bored. A lot of people do that. And so I used to work night shifts. I am an ER nurse. I worked night shift for like 3 or 4 years. And a lot of times, like after midnight, we would hardly see any patients because I worked in the emergency department. So people come in and out. And I would notice that people would just eat. That was all there was to do, because you would just be sitting there on your phone waiting for a patient, or looking at the cameras waiting on a patient to come in, and you had nothing else to do. So you would just keep snacking and eating. And so that's something that a lot of people do. So my advice would be to always just give yourself a mental check before you eat and realize, why am I eating? Because you have to change your mindset about food. Food is there as fuel. Think of your body as like this like well-oiled machine, and food is just that fuel that you need to get through the day, instead of something that is pleasurable or enjoyable, which food should be occasionally pleasurable. But when you're trying to get locked in and really trying to get shredded and in shape, you have to change your mindset and think of food as fuel. So that is my tip number 4, or secret number 4, to make weight loss and dieting much easier. Okay, so step number 5 is making your weight loss and dieting visual. And what I mean by making it visual is keep track of your progress, because the number one motivator that's going to keep you staying in a diet and continuing to lose weight is actually seeing progress. And it's one thing to see your weight go down on the scale. You weigh yourself every day and check your weight, and you see that your weight is dropping. That's encouraging in itself as well. But another thing that's very encouraging is take pictures of yourself in the mirror with your shirt off and just notice how your body looks. And you'll start noticing over time. You may not notice it on a day-to-day basis, but over time, say if you check every week or so, take a picture of yourself, you'll notice that your waist will start getting smaller, your muscles will look more defined and full. You'll just notice some subtle changes to your body. And what that's going to do is that's going to give your body positive reinforcement to continue to push through your weight loss journey. So that is step number 5 that I would recommend you guys to try out. That will really help make the weight loss and dieting process much easier and manageable for you. All right, so I hope you found this video very helpful. I wanted to help as many people as I possibly can in helping to reach their goals and transform their body, because I know how much fitness and getting in shape can completely transform your life in every way possible. So I really hope I helped you guys. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe. That really means a lot to me, especially as a small channel and trying to get my name out there. I can appreciate any support. And if you guys leave a comment down below saying what you struggle with the most with weight loss, I can try to make a video kind of breaking that down and giving you guys some suggestions on ways to make it easier. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is Solstice signing out.